Hello, folks, and welcome to the first ever Dark Roast Roundtable. I am your host, Jan Regencia, and it is a pleasure and an honor to welcome the first guest on this roundtable, Moonroof Music. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks,
first of all, I've heard your shows, or seen your shows about like 7 to 8 times, so I kind of already got the gist. But since this is going to be, a YouTube channel views, I wanted to, probably start with the simple questions of get to know each and every one of you. So we'll start with you over here. We got far right. So tell me about who you are, what you do, and what music you do or instruments that you play.
I'm Francis. I play guitar for Moonroof. And what else should I say?
Whatever you want.
You can talk about how you got involved with us, and then
and how you got involved. Yeah,
you can talk about your music too.
Yeah. I met these guys through college. We played a gig together, and then I became a fan for such a long time. And I remember watching them at BB&T for the birthday show, and it was really cool just like following them and seeing their career go. And then one day they were talking to me about, or like I saw that they had hats for sale, and I was like, it has a Shy Guy on it. Yo, I really want a hat. And they're like, if you go to this gig, we'll give you a hat for free. And I was like, oh, really? Bet. And I drove all the way down. I missed the set entirely. And they're like, I missed the set entirely. And it was actually, I was going up the mountains, so it was an hour away. So like, I just made my 2-hour drive a 3-hour drive. I made it, missed the set, and they're like, that'll be $25. And I was like, oh, all right.
And that's how you became a member of Moonroof.
Well, then that led to, that was a precursor, because then I think the guitarist at the time, I'm forgetting his name, he was on his way out, and then that just kind of put my name in put my name in the hat, and they're like, oh yeah, Convery's close.
Yeah, and then here you are though.
Yeah, now here we are.
Yeah, you guys are like being successful and stuff like that. So hey, that's awesome that you got into the Moonroof.
Yeah,
what about you, sir?
My name is Dave Kim. I'm the singer of the band. Honestly, Moonroof's been like a journey, but I want to add on to that. So, I remember that it was like very funny because I was the one who was talking to him after the show. And then I was just like, Fun, you're good at guitar. He's like this, he is good at guitar. We all know this. But he said, no, not really. I'm not that good. And then literally, like,
all humble.
I was
shit.
like, very. So I was like,
no, not really.
I was like, okay, I think let's give him a try. Let's see what happens. He learned honey like that, like the whole part, like literally he came in like that. So I was like this, and then like, he's like our little brother. So you always like have our ups and downs, but it's like always a good time. You saw the energy he brings to the shows. Like everyone loves it.
Yeah, yep.
When he's on his back and stuff, and like falling on Brandon Wilkins. Brandon Wilkins, like,
but it adds flavor.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It adds flavor to the show.
That's what I mean. It's like we like to have fun. We like to have people to come to shows because it's fun. It's like we try to make it memorable. We try to be inclusive to everyone. So it's like, and that's like what we try to do to our shows. Like I feel like we try to talk. We're pretty friendly people. Like we always like try to stay after the show. We watch every band. We just try to keep everything together.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
And also going to it too, because I know you're also the lead singer, right? So I know you've been. I think Moonroof's been 10 years, right? Has it been a decade since you guys been doing, or maybe less than that?
Well, it's actually like less than that because we were actually the big picture in college, right? And that was with like Salucci, Kev, me, and Dan. So we've been like together, but we didn't really play. Like we weren't like an actual band. I felt like we like did open mics.
It was just kind of like just go with the flow kind of thing.
Even in like 2016 or like that time or 2017, we were trying to find Moonroof's name. Kev was the one who found it because Kev literally said, my cousin said, if I was actually no, Kev, you could tell the story.
We were at a Fish concert, me and my friend and my cousin. We were in the parking lot getting ready to leave, and like we were just sitting in traffic, and she just looked up at like the Moonroof in her car, and she's like, if you ever have another band, you should name it Moonroof.
And that's what.
And then that like came back to me like years later somehow, and I forgot like where it even came from. But then she reminded me. She was like, "I'm the one that came up with that." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what made her think Moonroof. Like, what was like her like? You ever asked like, oh, what made you think? You just like looked up and just like.
Yeah, I think she was just like looking at like the moonroof, I guess, in her car, like looking up at the stars or whatever in the parking lot.
That's
Like,
actually
that'd be a cool band name.
Spur of the moment.
That's
kind
actually
of
pretty
thing.
cool. Well, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to
Whoever you
Emily.
are.
Emily.
Emily?
Cousin
Shout out to
Emily.
Emily.
She's a
Good
musician
job.
as well, actually.
Good
so,
job.
yeah.
So going back to the continuation, I know. So you're the lead singer. We're gonna go to you now. You tell me your
Yes.
name and what you do in the band.
Yes, my name's Dan. I'm the drummer of the band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got started, me, Kevin, Dave, and Nick Slucci, who Dave shouted out before, in college. So we've been playing together for probably about 10 years, but Moonroof as a whole has probably been around for like 4 to 5 years maybe. As like a collective.
That's
So
literally like half a decade. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty long time already.
it's just been like finding our sound, finding our style and image. It's been it's been a process to do all that, but like it's been a fun journey with all the shows that we've been doing and everything.
Yeah, that's
So-
dope. That's dope though. That's dope.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we go to you. What's
My
your
name is Kevin.
The
I play bass. And I guess, like, I do, you know, in the writing process, I play a little guitar and, like, write lyrics too. But, you know, live, my main thing is bass, of course.
nice.
And yeah, we started in college as the big picture, open mics and stuff, and you know,
That's
been
pretty
with
cool.
it since then.
You talk about like songwriting, right? I want to know like how you guys like strategically, since all your songs are just straight raw, like straight like created writing. How does it like start with you guys as a team? Like do you guys like kind of like I think I'm feeling like the name of this song, but then what's like the process of that?
We have a few different processes
Yeah,
for
yeah.
I
it.
feel like
to
it
be
does
honest.
differ a
yeah.
lot
A lot.
depending on the song.
The way we made Honey Honey to the way we make like maybe Crazy or Rather Be Alone is just so different. Like it just like comes off sometimes we'll work with like the label like Vic and Ty to
Shout out
make the
Free Dive
song.
Records.
Yeah,
Shout out.
Records.
Yes.
And literally, and also, Rather Be Alone, Fawn just like twangled his fingers and stuff, and it came out like that too. So literally, it's
Twinkle
just
your fingers.
like literally, and then
That's how you can
literally,
twangle that?
it's just like and we like I sing a lot of like nonsense, but when it comes down to lyrics, me and Kev try to sit down and that was like a whole team like try to make the lyrics and everything. But I feel like that's how our music really comes out. Like our theme is literally singing about like sad stuff, but it's like we just sing like very like happy and stuff. So like people are like bop their heads, but when they listen to the lyrics, they're like, "Oh,
this is, like,
dude,
sad.
I'm hurt, bro."
It's sad. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but no, yeah, that's how I feel like that's
Usually
how
it's a
the
sad
writing
message
process.
with like
yeah.
an upbeat
Is that-
guitar, like
yeah.
melody and
Is that
upbeat
like
drums.
Is that like all like
Wait,
coming?
why does everyone have like big mugs? I just have a plastic cup.
Oh, I don't know.
Does it
I don't
say
know.
something about me?
Well, they planned it. They were like, let's do. Well, you were having a nice shower.
Oh yeah, well.
Well, how was the shower? Was
Oh,
it good?
dude,
Shout out Jam Shower. we all took a nice shower.
I shot it all over myself.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
Your
nice.
hair's still like drying up though.
Yeah,
so
dude.
yeah.
I always let it just like dry. Enough about my hair, dude. Oh, did you guys? Okay, so like Jungkook, like dude, like Jungkook in the BTS, he has like this mullet now, right?
Oh, does he? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, he has like a mullet. He's like tatted and stuff. He's just like so like non K-pop now. And I was like, and then some person was like, on like the dating app, she was like, "Oh, I see you're trying to be like Jungkook," and I was like, "No, I had this first. Like I had this first. Like I was like."
It's
I was like, no! I was like so pissed. I was like, no! It's like, but yeah, no.
That's actually pretty funny.
What's the question, dude?
No, so yeah, I know. So we like got completely sidetracked on that. No, because I was talking about like the origin of like the music and stuff.
Yeah.
Was it all like the titles of the song, all the songwriting comes from like the experiences? I'm assuming because it's like obviously like a happy vibe, but then also like if you look at the lyrics and you hear it, it has like that deep, like sad, like emotion stuff, but you don't know about it because the happiness of the vibe kind of covers it.
Yeah.
So it's all from like the experiences from all of you.
It's more like a lot of the experiences too. It kind of comes from Dave too. A lot of your like, I guess some of the dating app experiences
Oh, damn.
kind of come through.
You right?
A little bit. A little bit.
Man, I'm always just taking one step at a time, dude. Call me loco, dude. Loco.
Hi, we're Moonroof. We're a huge cry for help.
You look at like so basically you look at Tinder like, yo, I know a good title for a song that we can do.
Yeah,
Let's get the
no.
lyrics.
I mean, yeah, there's like, like just experiences I feel like. And I feel like we read about things that a lot of people go through. It's not like just like, like just like one personal person like doing stuff. And like I just feel like that's like relatable, you know. Like everyone has a crush, everyone has, like, gets
Absolutely.
heartbroken, everyone like this. If you haven't, you're just lucky as hell. You found the one on your first try. I know a couple people like that. You do that. No, but like, shout out.
Sister called me back.
Yeah. It's like but yeah, no. So I feel like that's how like life is, you know.
Yeah.
Especially us in the band, you know. I actually use a lot of my like experiences like dealing with like heartbreak, like through,
Yeah.
like maybe Kevin, like my friend Titus and all that stuff. Like so, it's like, you know, that's just life.
That's
It's like
dope.
personal stories and then stories maybe people you know or just like stories from your past that like as you're writing they come up and you
They
kind
come
of
up,
like
right?
weave them into the lyrics and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think that's where
Yeah.
the shift in a lot of the writing coming up is going to be kind of like other people's experiences. Maybe it's kind of something we were talking about. Just because it's kind of cool to, you know, you can only do so much. I mean, you experience so much, but like
It shows like the musicality too, like how you guys
Expands
like
it,
kind of
yeah.
expands it. Yeah, because like you start off with like a few things, but then once you kind of start to feel it, like musically, you start to incline the lyrics more, and then you start to kind of understand like, whoa, there's actually like a true meaning. If I and now all it comes down to is like, sorry, that's my dog by the way. He's
No,
just
it's okay.
he's just desperate to come down. He's just desperate to come down, but I gotta hold him off. But yeah, that's why like going back to it, like I think that's where I wanted to know about because like I want to see like the communication, the chemistry, the flow of the lyrics really starts from. Also, I want to talk. We talked about a little bit in the beginning, like the origin. So how did like it start? You guys said it started from just casual open mics,
So it was like
and then how did it?
the actual origin story.
The actual, yeah, you gotta tell me the origin, like, cause
So like Kevin, me and Kev like were roommates because at first I was living by myself and then Kev was like tripled, so we stayed together. Me and Dan, I knew of Dan because like of everyone, but like I didn't really talk to Dan too much. I think it was like one time where I was like singing really late and I found out Dan is like a night owl, like he just stays up all the time, like me.
oh, you do stay.
I do.
So,
I forget about that.
So he like knocked on my door. I think Kev was like somewhere else. I think he was at a bird's room or something. But like, sorry, I'm laughing. Okay, so like literally he, like knocked on the door and he was like, "Oh, is that you singing?" And I was like, "Yeah, like that was me." And then Dan was like, "Oh, like I was in a band in high school," and I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's like a really white thing to do. That's awesome." And then I was like,
Really American.
and then I was like, Dan was like, "Oh, would you want to like sing and stuff?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like maybe that'd be cool." Like, and then Kev, I found out like later he played bass, but he played guitar for us. And then Kev was friends with this guy named Nick Salucci, and then he played piano. And so we just kind of jammed. Like for the first like practices, Dan didn't even play with like drums. He just played on like books and stuff. So I just thought he was like really
Go down
ass
to,
at
like,
drums. And then I didn't even know Dan knew drums really. I thought Dan was just like saying, "Yeah, guys, let's do this band."
We
So I
would
was
go
like,
to the there's like the fireside lounge on the first floor, and I would just I had my drumsticks and there was encyclopedias, like old encyclopedias around, and I would just hit
Didn't even
those.
study. He just
No,
Hit
right.
books,
Didn't even
hit
study.
books.
well, me
Like,
and
just sell
Dan,
little drum set
like,
books.
I don't know like what life was for us because me and Dan would like probably stay up until like 7 in the morning every day. So we would only see Bloomsburg at night, and then we would just probably see like our friends and stuff, and like so that's like how like we were like hanging out, and like you know it was college, so we like of course we did open mics and stuff, but we never like actually practiced. We didn't really have goals for the band. We weren't even like doing anything.
Okay.
So
Kind of like a hobby, like a
Yeah.
side project
Yeah.
thing.
like I knew I wanted to like perform, right? But I
Yeah.
wanted to be an actor. Like I think that was like I was a theater major and everything, so I
Oh,
was
yes,
like this,
yes,
like
yes.
oh let me do that. But like fast forward, it was like you know I wasn't like the best student because you know I just felt like I wasn't like belonged in the program. So I was like I had this like grad project due, and if they see this, I graduated, so it's fine. They gave me a whole year to graduate, like with this grad project, and I was like hanging out with my friends, you know, like going on spring break, like we all this stuff, and then literally I was just like something blew up in my head, like dude, to graduate, I gotta do this project that I told them I've been working on, and so like I asked Kevin, Dan, and Nick. I was like, guys, like, do me one favor, like, in, like, a week and a half, like, we gotta do this project where I gotta sing these songs, like, theatrical, like, and you gotta do that, and they're like, that's okay. So, like, they did this, they agreed.
Alright.
So they agreed, and then we, like, did the thing, And then like I passed and I was so happy. But one of my professors said like, "Yo, Dave, like you're kind of screwed in life." And I was like this, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot." And then so I was like, "Oh man, like I really don't have anything." So I remember sitting down like in the living room,
Probably processing like.
and I was like, that was like the time I prayed. I was like, "Oh, dude, like Lord, I know I don't like do good stuff, but like help me out." And so like I like was like this, and I think we played the Ren Fair that year too, and then like you know after that everyone was like, "Oh, good job! Like, what are you gonna do next?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. We're graduating. It doesn't matter." And then literally it was like, and then I talked to the guys, and I was like this, like, "Hey guys, like I know I could be a piece of a butt, but like literally like, like can you like if we move down to Philadelphia area, like I promise I'll work my butt off." And then like. It took like a year, but with like 2017, like we like all moved there. I was still a piece of butt, dude. Like, but like later on, like you know, nowadays I'm like this is like all I want and everything. So, and then yeah, we dealt with some guitarists and that stuff. But then like we found fun, like we just said, and
That's
I
where,
just feel like we're just like you know trying to go really up. You know, we're trying to like literally.
That's where I guess where like the commitment really came in, right? I know Fabri, you came in a little bit later, like per like the beginning of our intro. So for you, were you in a like prior to Moonroof? Were you in a band previously at the time?
I would do stuff on my end, like
Oh, nice, like so.
yeah, like I do.
That's cool.
Yeah, got the name Convery because that was kind of like my stage name.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
where it's
I just like they tell me like Fabri. I'm like, okay, it's like actually his name. But then Francis, I'm like, oh, it's Francis. Yeah.
It was like I really just got that because like I was Francis XC on my Instagram for such a long time, and people thought it was Francis Cross Country, but I'm Francis Xavier Convery. So I was like, I needed
fresh.
So
Xavier.
Xavier's a sweet middle name.
Yeah, with the X, bro.
Yeah, with the X.
Anytime someone says put their initials down, I always put the X. Like since like third grade, I threw an X in there.
The X, I always loved the X. X is like, for some reason like my favorite letter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's mysterious.
That was completely off course.
But you can talk to Charlie XC.
No, literally, no.
Francis XXXX.
No, it's literally just my initials. I didn't know how to make a username, and then in high school, there was like this game. I don't even know what it's called, but it might be just spoonerisms. It's like it's trivia game on spoonerisms. Do you happen to know what spoonerisms are?
Is that like an old like game? Like is it an online game or?
No, it's like an old card game that we were playing.
Oh, okay.
Where it was like pretty much a trivia game. For example, you had to answer everything with a spoonerism. So, for example, who plays Jack Sparrow? You would say Donnie Jepp.
Oh,
it's like flipping
the
first.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, isn't it Johnny Depp? And then I thought about it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If you say Donnie Jepp, I'm sorry. If you say Johnny Depp, it's wrong.
It's
but
wrong.
If you say Donnie
you have
Jepp,
to flip the
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on.
Spoonerism.
Yeah,
It's a spoon.
Okay.
I really want to find that game again because it sounds like it'd be amazing to play. Like
I got like three.
Rangengencia.
Rendine.
Yeah,
okay.
I already know mine.
Right,
It's just
Gandalf.
Cave Dim.
Cave Dim.
Yeah, it's like this. Like it just sounds like I'm dumb as up. Cave Dim in the building. Like
Cave Dim.
Bobby
it sounds like
cool.
A caveman, like, just like in the dark, like no lies, cave dim.
like that's
Ooga booga cave dim.
Sounds like a good cuisine though.
Yeah.
You ever tried the cave dim restaurant?
Oh yeah, it does.
Dude, like it just
it does sound
like
like some kind of food.
Dude, it sounds like a cuisine.
Cave Dim.
This place is fire, cave dim.
Yeah.
Oh,
You try the Cave Dim
Dim
there?
sum.
Oh my God.
Cave Dim.
Dude, I would go to that spot.
Yeah.
It's probably 5 stars.
Wow.
Definitely 5 stars. Sorry, we were like just
No, that's
sidetracked.
fine to just test with everyone's names.
Yeah.
But
So spoonerism, yeah, you're talking about spoonerism, and then
That's how I got it. Was I ended up being came up with like Francis Convery, and then I just had like a bunch of very temporary bands with some friends in high school, and then I was always writing on the side. And like senior year, I decided to write a project under Convery and just stuck to it. And just kind of did my own thing for a while.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I'm assuming you have like different like singles, like solos.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard it. I gotta hear it.
yeah,
I gotta hear it.
Check it out.
Yeah, because like I knew like you came in like midway into like the Moonroof like life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I figured like since you've already played obviously like the guitar for quite some time, I figured like back in the day you would probably have like a gig or something or some sort of like solo.
Actually, I'm gonna pair this together. You were at a gig where remember the night with the Barbary or not the Barbary the fire when we went on John Akabayo's roof. He was playing right. We were doing that show with him.
Oh really? That was you?
Yeah,
I just knew it was good. That's why I was like, I didn't like. I think that's where I first met you. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's where I first met you. Like I think
Probably,
you you introduced.
I think
him
we
to me.
introduced we were playing with Green.
Something Hornet.
Oh, Good Luck Hornet and the
Good
Destroyers.
Luck
Yes,
Hornet.
and
Yeah.
Shorts, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I organized that show.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
show.
okay, okay.
So I was gonna say we played with Convery twice, like Moonroof and Convery, and then you were at one of those shows.
I think it's on my vlog. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember it's on
gonna
my
pull up
vlog.
that
You
vlog.
might be on the vlog. I
You
think.
may
No
end up being,
way.
you may end up being
Shit.
on it.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah. Well, after this, like we'll look at the clip like real quick and see if you're on.
If you
I'm
still have
pretty
it,
sure
maybe you
you're
can
on.
upload it.
Yeah,
to
I'll,
your
upload,
as, like, an
I'll
additional.
even repost it on like Instagram or something.
That's
Like,
funny.
guys, don't forget about this vlog back in like 2018.
Yeah, it's like 2018.
Yeah.
2019,
Yeah.
somewhere in
Yeah,
that period.
right.
That's
That's crazy. Yeah,
That
you
is
were there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for you, like, because we got through these two. I know you and I go way back.
Yes.
We go way
Yes.
back. I know you were a drummer like since like when I first met you.
Yeah.
I was a drummer too, but I stopped.
Yeah. No, yeah. I know you
stopped. I
have the
didn't-
drum set right back there.
Yeah, you saw the Ludwig.
I know that. You
Yeah,
have the Ludwig set.
yeah. I still got it, but not he got it way more passionate than I am.
I know you can play, Jan. I know you can play.
like
You have
simple
insane
stuff,
rhythm.
simple stuff. But like I always appreciate hearing like different type, like like percussions or just straight up like drumming. Like it's hard. It's hard. Like you know what I mean? Because you're doing like multiple instruments, like a hi hat, cymbal, double bass, and you're trying to like time the beat, especially timing it with like with the band.
I
you know what
don't. I said like I tell these guys I kind of just like zone out and do it now at this point, which is
Yeah.
nice. It's a good spot to be at.
You be
But
in
I-
behind the scenes too, like you be in the
Yeah.
back, but it allows you to focus more, right?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that because the attention's more like obviously on like Dave or Convery,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Kev too. Like usually I think the rhythm section we kind of get left
Yeah,
behind.
we're
So
the-
usually.
No, the other day the guy was like this. You did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
you did a
You-
good
you
job.
We had a show Thursday night. And
You did a good job.
I never get complimented, never. And like this guy just like, you did great. And he came up to like, look, you did,
Yeah, right.
These guys were right there. I was
That-
like, wow.
His reasoning was so funny too. He was like, "You played to the room. It's great. The other band. Oh Jesus, it was so loud."
I think the reason was because I play.
That's not what his voice
I'm not a heavy drummer.
I'm just sounded like in my mind. He sounded like this old cranky guy. He's like, "Oh, no one wants to hear rock music on a Friday night." No, it's like no, that's what everyone wants to do.
I don't think it was my drumming skills. It was just that I played.
Yeah,
lighter.
yeah,
That was really the
yeah,
reason
yeah,
why he
like,
liked
Not
it.
to discredit you here.
style.
That was
Yeah.
really
No,
great.
yeah.
That was just funny. He was like, "You did great." But it was because you played so quietly.
Hit the drums out hard. That was the
Finesse.
reason.
You got finesse.
Yeah, that was it. Which,
that's bad.
and I told him in the beginning when he was like, yeah, try to play a little lighter. Like this room, it carries really well. And I was like, oh, I'm normally a light drummer, so
Yeah.
this
We're
is
used to
easy.
telling Dan to play louder, but this time he got told to play quieter.
Yeah.
So
Lighter.
it
It worked out.
I think
it bounces.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, like when someone tells you that, I always think like, okay, now if that's the case, like then you go into like a detail mode where it's like, all right, now I have to study the venue.
Yeah.
If I look at the venue, if I play something, I want to hear like, should I go lighter or should I go
Yeah.
louder?
Certain rooms, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I think about when we go there. Like the
Yeah.
show we have today, we're doing an outdoor show. I'm gonna play loud. It's outdoors.
Yeah, so you
but
need to play
I need
loud,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the sound
Yeah.
as far. You want people
Yeah.
to hear it as far away.
And it goes the same with all three of you too. Then that means like you guys have to go loud. So now like yesterday, like last night, the venue was more smaller. So that at that point you're probably like, I don't have to go too loud. I can go a little bit lighter, but I want to make sure like they hear it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
The sound guy yesterday, Dave,
Yeah.
he told me he said
cool.
the same thing. He was really cool. Yeah, he
Shout out
was.
to the sound guy.
He was very
Shout out to
good.
Dave, the
Shout-
sound guy. Yeah,
I mean, Dave's right here, but the other Dave.
other Dave.
Shout out,
he was
shout out to you
great.
as well.
He had said he's like, yeah, this room, same thing, carries really well. Like you don't have to play too hard. And I was like, okay, easy.
Damn,
That's
that's
good.
good.
That can be tough though to like control your like
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like,
the
your
power.
volume.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
good at that.
Sometimes
so.
you want to do, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, because then when we go to the basement over there now, so because I feel like the bass, because it's like the lowest like portion, but yet like it still plays a big impact on the band. You know what I mean? Well, by the way, when did you start getting like since like little kid back
Playing bass.
Yeah.
I started playing
Or
like
guitar.
acoustic
You did-
guitar
yeah, you
like
did acoustic, right?
when I was
Yeah.
in. I think I was in like middle school. I just picked it up and then I started playing bass like a little bit after that. So like I don't know, like 8th or 9th grade is when I probably first picked up bass.
That's dope. That's dope. You ever heard of Punk Goes Acoustic? You ever heard
Yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like you would rock well, like especially like because Punk Goes Acoustic is basically like all like the punk alternative rock bands, but they just go in acoustic versions.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So they literally like
Those
play.
were classics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, those are like the 2006 to 2010 like vibes.
Yeah.
Now, do they
Yeah.
go softer, or do they still play at the same tempo?
I think they go the softer tempo, yeah,
softer.
but they still say they have the same beat, the same rhythm, and the same flow to it,
Yeah.
which is more like
acoustic.
yeah, it's just acoustic, more
versions.
calming, yeah.
Yeah.
So you started acoustic, and then you got into bass in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and then you stuck with it. You stuck with bass.
Yeah, and then I guess
Yeah.
from then on, bass was pretty much like my main instrument.
Nice.
Yeah, it
What
was
got-
like
what-
it kind of started because like at I guess at my church they were like, oh, we just need a bass player, so they were like, here's this old bass, like, can you learn this? So,
Here's a little bit.
so I did.
Can you do this?
Yeah, they kind of taught me some basic stuff, and then I guess I kind of just
Just
like,
learn
went
this.
from there.
Went
with
from
it.
there?
Yeah.
Is that like I guess like that's where you start falling in love with bass?
Yeah, based on that, and then like I got to like play with different groups like on bass, so I got
Oh,
like,
that's so cool.
really used to that, and then I did kind of fall in love with bass there. Like I like you hear the rhythm and also you get some melody like mixed into.
Yeah.
So
Kev loves like the vibration that runs through his legs.
Awesome.
that's the main.
This
the
is
main
the main
One thing,
Yeah.
Kev has a nickname too.
You have a nickname? What's the nickname?
The machine.
I knew Paul was getting. I was waiting for that.
Ooh.
That is his nickname.
Kev doesn't mess
why,
up.
why the machine? What's the origin of the machine?
Kev,
Doesn't,
that's what you guys
doesn't
like
mess
saying.
up, dude. He's
Go
like
ahead,
perfect. Like he literally like when we record, like the least amount of mistakes like from the band members would literally be Kevin.
Oh,
like,
he's
Kevin.
He's in and out.
So you're a robot.
Kevin literally.
One take
Yeah.
wonder.
Moreover,
Yeah.
It could be like he'll be done in like an hour or like less than that. Honestly.
God damn.
Like, damn. Like,
We have to set it
no,
up. I think-
no, I'm kidding.
I mean,
It's
we're dark
drum-
roast. You can roast
yeah,
whoever at this
drums
point.
are the longest. Drums take the longest.
Drums are
That we realize, of
complicated.
course. They take the longest.
Usually it's an all
Just,
it's an
like,
all day
every
thing because you have to do
yeah.
the setup. You have to
Yeah.
get the miking right. So
Yeah.
I'm usually there for like 8 to 10 hours.
And
We're
the
doing
most
a couple
important part of the
songs.
song too. Like
Yeah,
if you have
we
crap
have to start
drums,
there.
like
Yeah, that's like the
Do you think like
foundation.
the drums is like the backbone?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Is-
yeah.
is-
Yeah.
Easily.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Kinda, yeah.
When we record, that's how we do that. We do
Yeah.
the drums first. That's the start. Then we get
Okay.
the bass next.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then the guitars.
Yep.
Then like synth and like some extra stuff, and then the vocals.
And then the vocals.
Yeah.
And then
You build it
harmony.
up.
That's like the process.
It's like the icing on the cake. That's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
the vocals
It's
of
like
the icing
foundation
on the
and then
cake.
building it
Yeah.
up to like.
You want to
Well,
make the
I
instrumental
believe
before we
that
get the
the-
vocals in there.
You know, the
Oh.
vocals are like, they're like the foundation. So we're like the tree stump.
Mhm.
And then like the bass is like the bottom thing, and then the drums are like the middle, then the guitar. And
You're
then
building this. I don't know what kind of
and then the
analogy this is.
vocals are the top as well because it's like the tree as well.
The
That's
vocals
why I
are like the
believe.
leaves. I would
Yeah.
say.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
the
yeah.
leaves,
I know where you're going with
the
that.
leaves and the tree
leaves, or maybe
stump.
like
you
the
know.
flowers.
The flowers. That's all.
Guitars are the branches. The branches.
I only get the flowers.
I'm trying to. What do you think?
I don't know where
Get
this
your
metaphor is going.
No,
I
I was like trying to hear.
It's
I
just
like it.
it's so funny because like before from what I've heard before they
Yeah.
started like really writing with like Freedive and whatnot, I heard they took like more of like an Elton John approach where they would start with a melody and lyrics and then have music on top of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
or then have music and then write music under that, which reminds me of that SpongeBob part where he's like, "How'd you
Yeah.
draw that perfect circle?" He's like, "Well, see, at first I drew this face,
Yeah.
and then it really like it's just like
Yeah.
it feels like."
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
really
I don't
bad.
like I don't know how you even go about that. It's just it always seems like to me, at least in my mind,
Yeah.
you start like the drums could go anywhere, and like if once you have a groove, then that kind of lets you hone in on all right, like the bass should kind of play along with the drums, and then
yeah.
all right, then like or like okay, guitar is like kind of grooving around with the drums,
Yeah.
and then like all right, bass is gluing them together, and then once
Yeah.
those are all glued, then like someone can kind of come in and.
Yeah.
Almost like a
Yeah.
jam band,
Yeah.
where it's like you can't just. That's exactly that. Like if someone's
Okay.
like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna solo and like just gonna play around. No one's writing a solo, and then they're like, oh, let me write music under this. No, it's more like let me find a jam band or like a jam thing jam instrumental in the key of A minor, and then solo on top of that. I think of the guitar
Yeah.
solo as then being the vocal melody to bring that in.
Yeah.
In that
Almost put
aspect.
that together. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
the bass is so important because of that. Like we have to follow each other, but then you and the guitar need to match. So you kind of like glue
So like
all of us together.
So like the collaboration, I think, is probably the toughest
Yeah.
because it's just trying to align everything in one go. For each one of you, you guys already did like a couple shows already, like a lot of shows actually. Which was like your favorite show? I guess we'll go one at a time. Favorite. Yeah, I know. It's a tough one, right?
This is tough on the spot.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
I think, yeah.
It's tough
Have
one.
you go.
It's a tough one.
Honestly, I'd probably say like our EP release show at Milk Boy that we did. That was just a lot of fun. Like there were a ton of people that came out, and like it was just like a really hyped up like night, and like it was cool just to see so many people like
Sold out.
say what's up. Yeah, it was sold
Nice.
out, so like, the place was like packed, and then like it was super like high energy.
Had that energy, yeah.
Everybody
I feel
was
like
really into it.
yeah, I feel like
It was a
that's
good
the thing
time.
too. If you have like the crowd going and they flow with you, it already adds more energy for you guys. So like, yo, I
We
wanna
feed
get
off.
this.
I mean,
you
we all
feed off
that,
each other.
yeah.
That
And then
yeah,
it's just like everyone's just vibing at that point.
yeah.
We're like Goku when he tries to do a spirit bomb.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, literally, like,
We throw
that's,
energy
if
at you,
people
we throw-
don't give us energy, like, you know, my spirit bomb is just, it's flaccid, you know? So it's like, I'm trying to be the spirit bomb guy and be as erect as
Good
possible.
vocabulary word.
honestly, bro, I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
you. Like, you should
That's
do
a good
that
vocabulary
when
word.
you're about to go into like a crazy like high tone like lyric. You should just go,
Oh, dude.
yo, you should just do
You should
it.
just tell
bro.
people I need to
just-
spirit
When I do the
bomb,
high-
to charge up.
like, I don't
For
know.
this next song, I need your energy.
I don't know
I don't
why.
It sounds like a praise team or something at that point.
Dude, I don't know why, but like when I sing, if you notice when I sing the high notes, I put like a 3 finger up like this all the time, and I put it like down like this. I don't know. It's
Oh,
like,
I
do that.
noticed
I
that.
do
It's
that.
like
a Dame thing
I
or
do it
something?
all the time when I do that, and then sometimes if
Yeah.
I'm
I
sing
singing,
for
I don't know
Dame,
why, but people don't notice, but like I stick my middle finger up like all the time, like I just like put it up like this, and I wave it back so it looks like I'm just like doing this, but I just like actually doing this, but.
Well, did,
Like-
did anyone ever caught that? They're like, fuck you too.
You know, that's someone I think someone else was like this, like I put the middle finger up, but I was like this, and I put it back down. I was like
It's
this.
like I gotta hide this.
Yeah, I just do it just to.
Yeah, that's just
Aesthetic.
how your thing is, yeah. Because like
Yeah.
it's a natural thing for you. So what's
Yeah.
your favorite?
So I was gonna piggyback off Kev's. The Milk Boy show is definitely one of my favorites. But Underground Arts last year, that was one of my favorites. It was cool. I feel like a lot of different people came out for that one. We had just such great energy with the other bands. Shout out Phil, my old neighbor, came through from New York City to that show, and that was really cool to see him and
That's
catch
awesome.
up with him. Dallas, my friend Dallas from you obviously
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you guys know Dallas.
out in California.
He flew
man.
in from California
That's crazy.
to come to this show.
That
That
was
was
great.
like,
That-
I'm still
that's-
mind blown that he did that.
That's called he loves the music, man.
Yeah.
Loves the music.
Brandon
committed.
Wilkins came out too. Like it was just like, he was a lot of things going on for everyone, but they made the time to come through. And Dan and Liv and my sister Tori and Andrew. It was just
Everyone just came.
I'm
through.
shouting out everyone, but it was cool that
Shout out
everyone
to all
came
of you,
through.
all the loved ones.
It meant a lot, and then it was just a fun night.
That's awesome. What about you? I know for you definitely have like a tough decision.
Dude, I'm gonna pull Jordan, and I'm just gonna say the next one. Like, you know what I
You
mean?
pull Jordan.
Oh.
When it says what's your favorite
Oh,
championship,
wow.
and you say the next
The next
one.
one.
No, I'm saying like, no, I'll be honest. It's so hard for me to choose because like, it's just so different. Like I have fun. Like if I see other people having fun, so it really is very hard for me because I had fun at like Music Fest. I had fun at Thon when I see people smiling and everything. I had fun and like I love our Milk Boy shows. I love like Underground Arts. I love the BB&T Pavilion. That was like, if that was like us. I think like BB&T Pavilion was like the most memorable for me personally, just because it was like, this is like what we want to do. Like we got a taste of it. We got a taste of the cake. Now we really want to just dive in and eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's like one day I was like, it's like, in doing these shows that are coming out, it makes it the dream more of a reality. Like we're playing at the Foundry right
Yes.
above Fillmore in July, and that's gonna be a great show. That's a big show, and then
Back in
hopefully,
Music Fest.
yeah, we're back at Music Fest. Like I really feel like playing these shows helps build our name around Philadelphia because it's like, I'll be honest, it's not very long. Like I know like 5 years seems like very long to people, but it's not very long since we came to Philadelphia. Like we are from Bloomsburg, he is from Westchester, and now we are literally still is in Westchester, but like
Still like collaborating. And stuff.
no, we're like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's bands that have been in, like
We haven't really been around the Philly scene
no,
as long as a lot of
a
other
lot.
bands.
And like we can say for firsthand, like Philadelphia is a city of brotherly love, but it's very hard to get in the music scene. Like if we didn't, I really believe that if we didn't get the BB&T Pavilion, or like some opportunities or like whatever, I feel like a lot of venues would never be like, hey, you guys should hop on the bill, or like you guys should play here or something, just because it's like they know who they want. They know who they want, and they if they know them, they're like first pickings. But so I really feel like I'm excited for a lot of shows. Like and it just depends on the journey. Like yesterday was like a smaller venue, like I said. But I love the energy of everyone. It was fun. We met new people, like Becca and her friends, like, and they were just like, I saw them dancing like on the entire set, and I was like, dude, that's what I want. You know, meet new people, and make them fans, all that stuff. So yeah, enough about that. But yeah, you can go fun.
I like I have 3 favorites, but all for different reasons. And I'll be quick. Music Fest because of how chaotic it was starting out. Not even that, like the gig was fine, but just like from when we parked to setting up the gig was just wild. Like having to set up through a hurricane and whatever. That was hilarious. I like the Mercury Lounge because I was honored to share a stage where like Lady Gaga and I think it was like Radiohead and the Strokes had performed.
Damn.
Yeah, the Yes too. I remember being like, yeah, whatever. Like we're playing New York to like nobody. It's fine. And then I saw on Wikipedia that like all these people played. I'm like, yo, the Strokes played here one time.
It's a historic event.
It's like
an honor.
I'm sitting somewhere with Julian Casablancas man set. And then finally, I think recently we played a really vibey rooftop show. Then like we had the Philadelphia skyline in the background. That was dope.
Ooh. Shout out Joe Lepre. It was his roof.
That was a good time. Played that in the rain. Had like a purple rain moment and just everyone was having a good time. It was great.
Yeah, I feel like playing in the rain just has like that epic movie scene. You know what I mean? Like the theater in slow motion in the rain. So that's awesome. Like you had like the 3 like different environments, but like all have like a really good like memorable reason. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope. So the last question, I mean, Dave already kind of touched up a little bit on it. What's next for Moonroof? Like what's the upcoming flavors coming up?
So we're very excited, actually. Like you'll be the first one to know, really. Yeah. Well, I'm saying. So we're actually gonna be like playing. Right now we're on like this mini thing where we just played in Bloomsburg and like Stroudsburg, and we're playing Bloomsburg again. We're actually playing in Ohio next month.
Oh, nice.
July.
July.
Yeah, not next month.
Okay, so we're playing. We're actually playing Milkboy again, and then we're gonna go to Ohio and play a couple of our friends and like some venues around the Ohio area. And then after that, the Foundry show, July 15th. That'll be a lot of fun.
That's a big one, right?
Yeah, no, that's the big one. Yeah, that's a huge one. And then like I just feel, and then we're gonna play in September at like Framingham University.
Oh, yeah. So you guys already got
that's up in Boston, so we're gonna go.
That's Boston though. I love that. You guys are like going to Ohio. You guys are going to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to get your name out there, man.
Yeah, we're like
send that link.
We're going back to New York next month.
And then New York.
Yeah.
We have like a thing where like this, like we've headlined a lot of the Philly shows now, and to the point where like we have like a name in Philly, but now it's trying to get out to other places.
So so that way you get more like connections, more performances too. I think that's pretty much how like bands will rise up. If you
I really believe that too.
We want to network with other musicians in other cities and like
shout out to the bookers that we have in Philly, but they're the ones who get us our gig. You know, they say like, hey, Moonroof has done well with this crowd. Let's bring it back for this day. So it'd be great if we went to New York or like Ohio or like Boston. Like Moonroof does great with this crowd. Let's bring it back. Like even like yesterday, Stroudsburg and PA. Like the guy. Dave was like, "Oh, dude, I definitely want you guys to be back here." Like, it was great. Like, it was like, I just feel like that's how connections are built, because you can, like, it would be great to have an online presence. You know, we want that as well. But it's just like we want to prove that we could play shows.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been proving that too, and it's gonna keep going. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, as long as like you guys are performing, like you already have a pretty like solid foundation and a fan base as well, and as long as you guys are like continuing the journey to like different shows, especially going to different environments that you guys are not comfortable with, but it'll add more experience. And then you might not know, like people will end up actually loving it, and then you get more fans. Like
we just like realized we were doing the same circuit of shows and places, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but like to get bigger, you kind of need to expand. You gotta expand, and that's why, folks, please also, like I said, when the Foundry, July 15th, please check them out. Go to the Foundry, July 15th. It's a big show. They're going to be playing. And also make sure to check out, you guys have a website, right? Yes.
Make sure to check out their website, check out their IG as well. And
we're at Moonroof Music with the K on everything.
I always forget schools with the K.
Always with the K.
But Moonroof Music, check them out. And thank you guys for coming to the show, especially the first ever Roundtable.
Yes.
Yes. Make sure to check them out.
Thank you, Jam.
Of course.